Welcome to Late Night Satori, the show that gives you an exclusive sneak peek behind the curtain of Junior Anthony Satorians.
We are Carlos,
Maggie,
and Uncle Tim. Let's go!
Let's go! Welcome back, all. And again, like we always, we have another Satorian, fellow special to the group, one of the OGs himself, Mr. Quentin Perry.
Glad to be here.
Welcome, Quinn. Welcome, Q. What up?
Yes, sir. Glad to be here. Glad to be a part of what's taking place.
Yes, indeedy. Like I say, you've been here, one of the few people that I've known longer than me. So,
damn, that's a long time.
Well,
hey, Tim.
I was actually talking to. We was actually having our team meeting the other day, Thursday, and I joined this program exactly September 7th.
Oh,
September 7th. Well, that's when I took the 2-day live workshop. I actually joined the Earn While You Learn September 14th. So,
yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Well, we know you, but the folk that's watching may not know you. So, introduce yourself. Let them know about QP.
Okay. Well, for starters, my name is Quentin Dion Perry. Yes, I did say my middle name. So, but I'm 35 years old, happily married, father, have multiple children. And when I say multiple, I mean 6 children. Age ranges from 16 down to 2 years old. So, I'm in ministry. I love to speak. I want to be used as an advocate to the people to bring on life-changing situations. So, me, I'm just an individual that's out trying to change lives, and by being that living example. So that's who I am.
Dope.
And so,
and not to mention, I'm a Satorian.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, boy.
Yes.
yeah, I know you gave the background, but the topic of the day is going to be resilience. And, we know about your story. You can go into it a little bit later, or after the question. But so how has resilience played a part in, how you found Satori and how you living your life right now?
Well, I found Satori. Well, I'm not gonna say I found Satori. Satori found me. So let's get that straight. They found me. It's not something you just so happen to chance upon. I was in the right position at the right time to be found by, a fellow Satorian. So, but as far as resilience goes, it's, I'm not gonna say it's been a cakewalk. We all have our challenges, our daily life challenges, but I had to push past all of that. Being in a Satorian, joining a lot of Satori, joining the family, becoming a part of this, making a better person overall. It's opened my mind to so many different possibilities. I've learned a lot when it comes to technology. Coming from my background, I was always using my hands to do, to earn money and stuff like that. So physical labor was my thing. So getting into this aspect of work, it was unfamiliar to me. So, I stepped out into the unknown, into an unknown situation, to unknown territory. But in that territory, in that unknownness, I was able to find something that could really catapult me to being an advocate to where I really want to go in this world. The connections I made over the past year, the relationships, the bonds, it's just been amazing. As you put, getting to be here now to just speak, Carlos, Tim, Maggie, it's nothing but love, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to really put in words the type of feeling that you get from being in a community of like-minded individuals. that's really trying to help you become that person that you desire to be. So, when it comes to resilience, I believe in it. So nothing's gonna deter me nothing's gonna deter me otherwise. You know what I'm saying? From day one, I said I'm a Satorian for life. And that's what I'm gonna stand on. So, that's my resilience.
Okay, that's awesome. And it makes you think, so certain people, when they're faced with certain situations, their response is to give up. So what gave you that resilience that you were able to say, okay, this is going to make me stronger and it's going to push me forward?
Well, I've always said if it's not a challenge, it's not for me. You know what I'm saying? If anything is just a cakewalk, I question it. I tell my wife all the time, like when we go, if something's too easy, it's too good to be true. So when I see a little bit of adversity, okay, I'm like, okay, I'm going down the right path because something is trying to prevent me to get to where I'm going. So when that happens, that shows me I'm in the right vein. And so, not being able to give up because I have too much on my shoulders. Like I said, I have my children, my wife. I want to retire her from her 9-to-5 job, so she can actually go out and be the author that God has called her to be, write books. And just to experience life as an individual that's not tied down to society laws, not tied down to the 65% of the world that's breaking their backs, is not really getting rewarded, while only 10% are living a lifestyle, that the world wants to live. So I have to break out of that 65% to get to that 10%. So at all costs, I'm the type of person when my back's against the wall, I'm in the corner, I'm coming out swinging. I have no choice but to fight. I have no choice but to win. So the more I feel cornered, the harder I'm gonna fight. Mm-hmm. So the more I feel pressure, the stronger I'm gonna get to lift the pressure off. That's just my mind frame. That's how I operate. My mindset.
Yeah. You know what they say? Yeah, that was a great question, Maggie. And like you said, like pressure. Like pressure that make coals in the diamonds, you know what I mean? So I totally feel you on that one. And I know you have an amazing bounce back and resilience. I've been here since December, so it was like a couple months after you came in, and like as soon as we started talking, everything clicked. Like it's just like being in here and you meet like-minded people. You never know who you're gonna meet. I think me and Carlos like third cousins or something like that.
You gotta do that family tree one day. It's gonna be close.
We're gonna bump into each other up that tree. Yeah, but yeah, I love your story, and just seeing you with the kids, and things that you do. You helping your wife with the book. You breeding dogs. Like you do a lot of stuff, and then I'm just trying to figure out like how do you manage all of this stuff, like. And I know you have a great why, and I know that. But just for the people out there, like, how do you feel about managing the entrepreneurship with family, with your hobbies? How does all that mesh, and how do you feel about balancing all that?
Well, it's just do or die. It's like you can let it overtake you, or you can adapt and go with the flow of the situation. And then, as you go with the flow, you take control of it. You start to, okay, I got to do this, I got to do that. But I need to have balance as well. And what really helps me out is ministry. Because my ministry, we teach balanced ministry. What I'm saying? It's not just 100% going to church, 100% believing in God, 100% this. No. Balanced ministry means I have to balance what I do with the ministry, and I have to balance my home life as well. So for years I've been doing this, and now I'm trying to implicate or add in a different my own business in all these other things. It's just I excluded one thing to add in this, meaning I dropped my 9-to-5 to become my entrepreneur. So now with ministry, doing my entrepreneur and family, it kind of goes hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? I do everything with my ministry, my family's there. So, and we do stuff outside, of ministry as well as outside of work. So I try to include my wife on a lot of stuff. When, say for instance, when we have like little business occasions, I try to bring it with me. I try to include like my children. They always talk about, where's Junior? I want to talk. So I try to, they know about what I'm doing. So, so I kind of tie everything in together.
Tie everything together,
and not try to separate them as, okay, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and I gotta do this. Because then it comes to divide myself up, and that's the one thing I don't want to do is divide myself.
Yeah.
That's where most people go wrong when they try to divide themselves and then they spread themselves too thin.
Yeah.
So I try to intricate and put the three together and try to run, let it flow together, if that makes sense.
I love that, like the flow and not dividing yourself. Because I was just saying, like before we started this, episode, I was like, man, I think I'm running myself too thin because I got this person over here, this person, and what you said was a seed for me, like put everything together and just flow.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Because I know Q, he drops a lot of stories. Like I can think of the one, I think you were saying it was at Sunday school class when you were teaching Sunday school, where you wrote all the problems on the board. And you made the mistake at the first one, and you got the rest of them right, and everybody's like, "Oh, you missed that one." He's like, "That's the society we're in. I made one mistake. I got all the rest of them right, but all y'all see is that mistake." And, I think it kind of ties in with this resilience conversation we're talking about, because it's hard to make that mistake and then keep going. Because I know a lot of people, we come from the different areas of life, different walks of life, made a few mistakes, be it programs or whatever, and then we made our way here. And you gotta have that resilience and keep going.
Right. It's interesting that you said that, because I would consider a mistake. Well, I'm not gonna say I'm a mistake, but I made a lot of mistakes in my past. I like the term to say, I was marked at one time by being, so I'm marked already, being in that neighborhood. My family members, like, my people, we're known for drugs. I'm just gonna say it. They're known for drugs. So, I fell into that line. So I was already marked. And then when I got marked, I became labeled, meaning, I fell into the system, got convicted, 2-time convicted felon. But I'm still enabled today. Because the label that's on me, that's not who I am. You know what I'm saying? In the system, I'm known as inmate 506412. But to me, I am Quentin Dion Perry. That's what God created me to be. My name means grace. Quentin means grace. So God's given me grace. And, I made a mistake, and that's what most people, like you just said, Paulo, that's what people see me as that convicted felon. But I don't see myself as that. So what people view me as, it doesn't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? So I learned how to not look at myself through someone's eyes, but I learned how to first, see me as God first created. And when I learned that, it helped me to overcome a lot of trials, a lot of tribulations, and it enabled me to keep moving forward to become better. You know what I'm saying? Like in the Bible, I don't know that anybody that's been used that didn't make a mistake. Paul, God used Paul, one of the crucified more Christians than a little bit, but then he turned around and used him to save more Christians than ever. You know what I'm saying? So it's the foolishness of the world that confounds the wise. So, let me misphrase it. God uses the foolishness of the world to confound the wise. So, at one time I was foolish. I was walking in foolishness. I was a foolish individual. But God said, I got purpose for you. So he took me and he allowed me to sit down, in a place to where he can really talk to me and get on the intimate page and help elevate who I was, to show me exactly what my purpose and my reason is. So, like I said, it's just been a blessing, a lot of people don't look at those mistakes and just look at those mistakes and not see everything that you've done behind those mistakes.
Exactly.
Not see how you prosper, not see how many lives you've changed because of the mistakes that you made. Not trying to bring it into a spiritual thing, but the Bible says in Romans 8:28, for we know all things work together for the good for those who love God, for those who are be called according to His purpose. Meaning, everything we go through in life, we might not understand it at the prior moment that we're going through, or we might not like what we're going through at that prior time, but it's for purpose, it's for a reason. If you love God, if you know that you are called for purpose. Have you ever been in a situation where you're going through something, you overcame it, and years later you see somebody else going through the same situation? Hey, I know how to come out of that. Hey, I've been there. Hey, so when you understand that concept, when you're going through, you can go through a lot easier. Okay, I'm like, so when I go through, I'm like, God, I know I'm going through this for somebody else. Yeah. God, I just ask that you keep my mind, I ask that you keep me, as I go through, and don't allow me to stop as I go through. Because I know what I'm going through is going to benefit somebody else that's going to go through it after I come out of it. Yeah. So, that helps me to keep moving forward in the midst of trials, adversity, tribulation. So, like I said, I don't regret anything I've been through because it's not for me, it's for
someone else. Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah,
your mistakes definitely make you more relatable because, everyone's made them, and
we all go through it.
Yeah. Right. Prime example, why we all here? Because Junior went through it before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we get with the individuals that went through something before us. Now we don't have to make the same mistakes that he made because he said, watch out. When you take another 3 steps, make a right, because you make a left, you're going to fall in a hole. So he's able to tell us that because that he already went down that same hole, that same road that we're going down now. So we're able to miss a lot of things that are holding us back because of someone else going through it.
Indeed.
Yes, indeed.
I got a lot of C's tonight. Sheesh.
Oh, I know. What?
Mm-hmm. I was just going to ask, I know there are a lot of people that have been going through things and, they've moved past that and they're now in the present, but people are still bringing them back to their past and reminding them of that stuff. And so they're trying to be resilient, but all those things in their head and people that are, constantly reminding them, is there any tips you have for how they can, look past those things and just continue to be strong?
They have to know who they are.
Self-awareness.
Until you know who you are, like I said, I can call you any name in the book. As long as you don't answer to them, it doesn't mean anything. Mm-hmm. It's when you give power to those names that when it takes effect. If I say, I won't say it. If I say dummy, and you answer, guess what? You gave power to the name. Mm-hmm. But if I say dummy and you don't say anything, you look around like,
you ain't talking to me.
The name's Carlos. Sometimes it's not
so people have to learn how to not accept what other people, think of them. Because people are going to call you everything but the child of God. So when you get that in your mind frame, and not saying it's easy. It's not. Because, one of the things that we have to understand that words hold power. And the enemy want to confuse us by saying they don't. From early elementary, you heard the saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt. Words are the one thing that hurt you deeper than anything. Mm-hmm. Just picture, if my mom was to tell me, I hate you, son, I wish you was never born. That would hurt me more than someone actually shooting me or stabbing me or anything like that, because it's a pain that I don't know how to soothe. There's a pain on the inside. And when that gets to hurting, it's like, how do you cope with that? And I understand that because when I was younger, I was a cutter. I used to cut myself to relieve those inner pains. I would rather feel physical pain than inner pain. So words hurt you deeper than any mortal wound will. So, words have power. So you can't allow those words to penetrate, and you can't receive those words when people throw them at you. You know, you have to learn how to cast them down. Like, you know, because word holds power. You know, if you believe in it, guess what? You give life to it. Because the Bible says, you know, you speak life and you speak life and death. You have that power to speak
Power
life
of
and
the
death.
tongue.
Yep.
Power of the tongue. So you can either speak blessings, you know, or you can speak curses. You know, coming from where Carlos coming from the hood, come over, oh, you ain't nothing. You gonna be just like your deadbeat daddy. Or you, and guess what? When children hear that at a young age, they receive that. And next thing you know, a few years down the road, they walking in the same pattern that their deadbeat daddy walked in. Because you spoke that on that child life, that child heard it, that child received it. Because he didn't know any better. Because at that time, he didn't know his identity. He didn't know that he was a king. He didn't know that he was someone that was going to be great, because all he knew was negativity poured into his life. So when you receive negativity, you're going to take on negativity. But if you learn how to cast it down and say, I know who I am, I know I'm a king, I know I'm going to be great, and then you start you start to motivate yourself to move in another direction. So, you know, that's my tip. You know, you can't receive. You can't receive. You have to cast it down.
Let it slide off.
You know, sometimes we have to put that Vaseline on. Put that Vaseline on thick.
You know, we appreciate you swinging by Q.
It's been a pleasure.
Before we go, we always like to ask, you know, what's new with you? What you got going? What you got in the works? What's your plans in the future?
Well, my plan is, like I said, to help LiveSotori become bigger than what it is. So I'm actually stepping out to try to bring something back to the table to help expand. You know, I'm not gonna say what it is as of right now. A few people know that I talked to about that's in the family about what I'm doing. But like I said from day one, I love LiveSotori. I love what it's doing. I can see the vision of what Junior's going, and I just want to, you know, be a part of what's going on. And you know, I'm the person behind the scenes that wanna. I don't need to be out forefront, you know. I'm behind the scenes trying to help this company and help, you know, my brothers and sisters like yourself become better and greater. And so I got to do what I'm doing on my end to be able to fit that piece and to help expand, you know. You know, sometimes, you know, when you don't see a person like you know, we all assume the word. Oh, they doing this, they doing this.
They falling off.
You know, but you know, sometimes, you know, it's not what you actually see, you know. You have to know the individual heart, and you have to know the individual yourself to really know that, like, I'm not gonna do anything that's gonna jeopardize my position in this company or the company itself. So my goal is to basically burn a few things to bring back to the company and help this company grow. So that's what I have in the making. I'm actually going to get started with that ASAP. And if everything plays out in my mind the way it is, the way I'm seeing it, then it's going to be excellent. It's going to be excellent. So.
Amazing.
Well, sounds like big things are coming.
Yeah, buddy.
And where can the people reach you?
Well,
Yeah, what's the social?
well, I got, you know, my Instagram at Quinn Perry, you know, just regular Instagram Quinn Perry, you know, Facebook the same. You can hit me up on overnightpay.com if you want to join a special family, you know, learn some things, earn at the same time, and, you know, become a part of something intricate and something unique that no one else is doing out there in the world, you know. So, but that's it, you know. Facebook, Instagram, hit me up.
All right.
Indeed. Well, that completes it.
Hey, Quinn, appreciate you, brother.
Thank you so much.
No
Great
doubt.
to have you
Coming
on.
through.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's a pleasure.
Golden
It's a
nuggets
pleasure.
dropped. And
Man.
it's like I was sitting in one of the sermons.
Tell you.
I was about to ask for the collection plate.
I received.
I definitely got some seeds off that one. Much appreciated, Quinn. Love you,
As
brother.
always, if you like what you're hearing, hit us up.
Come on over.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Should I make sure you hit that bell notification? Oh,
Y'all know what to do. Hit the like button. I don't know if it's over here.
I'll put it somewhere. Yeah, I'll put it. Yeah, I'll put it right there.
Hit the like button.
Make a comment below.
Make sure you subscribe. And then go find us individually and subscribe.
There you go. There you go.
Yes, indeedy.
All right.